Okay, so I'm out here at Manor Way. I'm in the back. The entrance is out there. Job shack. This is the middle of the H, and this is the northwest finger. So we have some problems in here. The problems being the puddle is right behind that van, and then this puddle, which is backflowing from the section we did down to the ADA. Now, there's not a single drain in this entire scope, and all the iron is irrelevant because it will be raised to grade. So we just need to make this pave. So the only drain in this section is right here. And the area of concern that I need to have a transit for, I just came up from another job, so I didn't have a transit to be able to shoot this properly, but I will, is from this ADA. As you can tell right now, it comes up to here and then flows down to that basin. Okay, so we need to be able to get it from that basin, that ADA, to flow to that basin. That's problem number one. And then problem number two is getting this puddle out of here. Now, what looks to me like what was happening was that we were assuming that the iron was set to grade and that we needed to match it, because we drop rather drastically from this corner down to here. Okay, then we have a almost flat spot, and then we have this ADA. So that ADA is properly lower than this ADA. It's a nice flow there. This ADA was paved pretty well in that it comes out flat, handicap, crosshatch, handicap, and so it is doable to get that ADA to this point here. This seam is going to be where we're going to have to pave to, because this seam flows out from start to finish point, and then from that finish point down to the drain. So what I'm suggesting is that we have to remove, grind, whatever the case may be, from that drain all the way back to that corner. And I would say just to the puddle, but because the ADA is built up properly, we cannot lower that to relieve that puddle, which means we have to raise back here in this corner to be able to achieve our grade. And I don't know if you can tell in the picture, but it kind of has a little, there's a big bowl in here. So if we can essentially go from that curb flat, raising up here, skinnying back out, ADA stays almost as it is, all the while having that curb flow to this point, which I'll need to check with the transit. If we use this point as our guide line, it flows all the way down. So that would be the seam that we would base everything off of. In which case, this way, we'd have to fill it in smooth. And this way, we'd have to fill it in smooth. So it's gonna be pretty thick right there. Taper down to almost where it is. Taper down to almost where it is, up to almost where it is, and up to almost where it is. That would get all the water to come out to the flow line down. Now, the regrading that's going to need to happen, and this is where I'm also going to need to shoot this with the transit to make sure this is even possible, is going to be from this ADA. They were trying to tie into the section we already had. Not doable. It is higher than that, hence the puddle. Now, from the naked eye standing on the side, it looks really close. I can't tell what's lower. But as I sit down here at this drain, we build up pretty severe, and then it comes back down. It looks like it might be possible to go from that ADA to this drain. So we would need to continue from the seam out, and we could start to do a trapezoid or something, but we'll probably have to bring it out just so we can taper in slowly to this lowered V that we'll need to put into this, which means that iron will need to be readjusted and make that a tight flow to this catch basin, which, like I said, I don't even know is possible, but I will find the information on that. So that is how we fix this back area that they're really sore about. Now, in addition to that, I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna pause in between. We're right here at their job shack. This is a sore thumb. So we have this iron here, and we're mounted up around it. You can even see it in the video. It's mounted up around it. It's high on all the edges. And our rake work we did on the inside around the iron, this really looks bad. It's not even, and it just really does not look good. So we need to make sure we're stepping that in, keeping it hot, and making these look nice. This one has a little bubble in it, but it's probably okay. For here, I might just say let's redo that. That one looks perfect, but like I said, we'll probably end up removing that in the scope we're doing. This one's pretty good. Now, I didn't talk with you about this, Mark, but walking down the H towards the beginning, we have this, looks like an after the fact section to make this ADA compliant. And there's this corner by the drain. And this just, I am not okay with the way this looks. I don't know